We have a new Murderbot novella, so I wanted to do a quick review of it. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that Murderbot Diaries is one of my favorite series. I love the main character Murderbot. It's one of my all-time favorite characters actually. Now, this review is not going to contain any spoilers for the previous Murderbot books. I can hear the disappointment in some of you because it means we have another small independent adventure. Unfortunately, there is no overarching storyline in these books. I was kind of hopeful after the last one because it was a novel and it seemed like it was setting up some adventures, but no. I really want a grand Murderbot adventure. The characters are great, the world is interesting, there's an evil corporation with all sorts of tech, there are alien remnants and everything. There's so much to explore, but what we get is sort of a murder mystery whodunit type of story. So there's a random murder and Murderbot is like, oh, maybe it's Grey Chris, which is the evil corporation. So I'll stick around to see if there's a connection. So he works as sort of a private investigator on the case with all new characters. There are, of course, Dr. Mansa and the crew, but they're not in it much. And the mystery itself is not fantastic. There aren't enough clues for you to guess it. So once you learn who done it, you probably won't be like, oh, that makes sense kind of thing, which is what I like in murder mystery stories. But this story is missing that element. I haven't read any other books by Martha Wells, but are they also like this? Let me know if you have read any of her other books. Does she just not like writing plot and likes writing new characters? We have way too many characters by this time. I think it would be better if we started sticking to the characters we already have and figured out some adventures. Listen, I don't want to sound ungrateful, okay? I'm happy to get a small Murderbot novella once a year to just read super quick in a few hours and have fun. I guess I will have to get used to that idea. It's still fun if you like Murderbot. The character is still engaging, but how far can you go with just the character? This is the 6th book now. I understand that the author is more on the pantsing side of writing, I guess, so maybe she doesn't plan ahead much, but I really wish she did. I would love to get an adaptation for the series. This would be a great TV show. Networks should stop making shitty adaptations and start acquiring IPs like this. Do we really need another Lord of the Rings adaptation? Did we need a Dark Wings adaptation? Netflix just had a crappy Jupiter's Legacy adaptation. I mean, come on, guys. Murderbot? They need to have perfect casting for Murderbot, of course, but if they have a writer who gets the character, the rest is just coming up with interesting adventures and they can do infinite number of things. It would be so much fun. I'm saying this because I really want my grand Murderbot adventure and Martha Wells isn't going to write it. I made peace with it. I'll take the short fun books for now, but still. Like, there really isn't much to talk about this book. I just wanted to vent a bit. You know, same old Murderbot story. There's a client, they don't really trust Murderbot at first, then it wins them over, solves the case, whatever, same formula as all the other books, and nothing really changes. I sound miserable, but I had a lot of fun reading it. It's still a Murderbot novel. It took a few hours to finish, but you know, I'm a bit disappointed. By the way, I recently saw there was a Murderbot special edition. It's out of stock now, but it looked really cool. I would have loved to buy it, but it was $150 apparently, so I wouldn't be able to buy it anyway. But if there were one book I'd pay $150 for a special edition, I guess that could be Murderbot. I really do love this series and I think you should definitely read it, especially if you like shorter books. But anyway, let me know what you thought about this book if you have read it. Are you happy with this kind of episodic novels, or would you also prefer a Murderbot trilogy? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time. I am complete. I am complete. I am complete. I am